So welcome everyone to ROP Podcast, Run of Play, where we're currently discussing the runnings to the Euros 2024 final. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And if you're not, we're sending positive vibes your way. I'm your guy. So, and we've also got other hosts as well. Let me introduce you to them quickly. We've got on the show someone who collects the finest jerseys in the world, but he doesn't have a Nigerian jersey. I don't know if that means Nike
I
should
do have
step
a
up their
Nigerian
game.
jersey.
And then that is Johnny Boy. Mr. Johnny Boy, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm so happy to be here today. I'm in a very joyous mood as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. And we also got our moderator, also known as the Arsenal instigator. Please welcome Sheon. How are you doing, Sheon, sir?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm glad I'm able to celebrate Ronaldo's tears today. I never thought it would come to this, but Ronaldo being sad
I
makes me
really, I
happy.
really, I really, I really celebrated his tears. You that are a Ronaldo fan.
No, I used to be
Once upon a
a
time,
Ronaldo
yeah.
fan, but I'm no longer. I'm Ronaldo's biggest hater. And if there's a line of people that don't like Ronaldo, I'm first in the line now.
Mm.
I'm
Right.
proud. I think that's even a place that we can start. I don't know, like how you guys saw how you guys see the Portugal versus France game. Obviously, it went down to the wire.
Yeah.
Eventually, Portugal lost on penalties, and it was very emotional for Ronaldo, for Pepe.
Pepe.
My immediate reaction is that Portugal deserved this for keeping Ronaldo on for 120 minutes or so. I think this Ronaldo thing, as far as I'm concerned, everybody's trying to gaslight me. At least the Ronaldo fans are trying to gaslight me into accepting Cristiano Ronaldo, position in the Portuguese team. He doesn't contribute anything. He doesn't run. He doesn't drop deep to get involved in play. He just stands and gets frustrated when you don't cross the ball to him. And why would anybody cross when Saliba and Upamecano can deal with crosses basically
Yeah.
all day? So he's useless. He's basically short one. And the manager is willing to take off Bruno Fernandes, willing to make changes, willing to adjust, do everything but sub out Ronaldo. Am I exaggerating this Ronaldo thing? Is it just a matter of taking out Ronaldo? Is Portugal even that good in the first place?
Well, for today's game, everything that you said I would apply to the round of 16 and the group stages. But for today's game, to my opinion, I thought that he actually dropped it sometimes and he tried to participate in the gameplay. However, like you said, Saliba was doing a good job. My guy, Saliba, Arsenal guy, and was also doing a fantastic job as well. So I think they marshaled him properly. Could not get a sniff. Yamal tried to find him on many occasions, but that did not go anywhere. So I think today he changed his style a bit. I guess he wanted to get to the semi-finals, but it was still not enough. I guess I would agree that the Portuguese team were not as great as they could have been. They're not playing Georgia this time. So to be fair, France was also, I'll say boring. Colomwani, I don't know what he's doing in that.
That was
I don't know what he's doing in the squad. Marcos Thuram, also don't know what he's doing there. To be fair, we can also say Mbappe had a quiet game, but you don't need only your star men to play well. Pepe had an exceptional game, but I don't think it was enough. If I would say tactics versus tactics worked because they actually defended properly. When they needed an outlet, Dembele was there, or even Colomwani that I just talked about was there if they needed an outlet. But they were just not clinical today. I don't think any of the teams were clinical today. Ronaldo, it was shot one. I don't know why he stayed 120 minutes on the pitch. I guess you can say you needed him for the penalty if they were all anticipating there's going to be a penalty at the end of the day. But the best team won, the better team won, which was France, I would say. Portugal.
Better in terms of what?
Better in terms of gameplay, in terms of strategy, in terms of what do you say now? In terms of implementation of the tactics. The better team won.
Better.
Yeah, in terms of forward play as well. What was the I don't remember the forward play from Portugal. I know I said Yamal is. I'm talking about Spain right now. Sorry, I went somewhere.
Portugal had chances, so don't forget that. Even the last
chances.
I didn't even
but the clear-cut chances. Clear-cut chances is what I mean.
Clear-cut chances now, right? Because those are few and far between, essentially.
But France had more. Like the amount of time that Kamavinga was, although he did not hit the target, Finger was shooting up and down. As well. He didn't have his finishing button. Kante even took lots of shots as well. Like I don't remember Portugal doing any of those things. You
No,
know,
they had a few. They had a few
Missed a
dangerous
chance
moments
at the end
now
of the day.
with Rafael Leao cutting
obviously
back.
it's
Even
220
Bruno,
minutes. Leao is the one I was
even
saying,
Bruno,
not Yamal. Leao
Bruno
had some
also.
even
Bruno
chances.
had a very good
Bruno missed it.
chance.
Yeah, he missed it, and he rushed the shot. That's why he missed that. Assuming he controlled
Yeah.
that shot, he would have
Yeah,
scored.
I mean,
He rushed.
Yes.
Johnny Boy,
Speaking about the Ronaldo
if you
thing
can
as
find it in
well.
your heart,
Hmm?
Johnny Boy, if you can find it in your heart to be biased, basically, I'm
I'm
curious to know what you
unbiased.
think about France. I'm curious to know what you think about France, right? Because the French team on paper is supposed to be a very good team, but they seem to be unable to come up with like anything good or
I'll,
interesting, right? Like they have good defenders. Saliba all day he can do that defending stuff. Upamecano he loves it. N'Golo Kante loves defending. Same thing with Chouameni and Kamavinga. They love to defend and they love to stick their foot in. Did you find it strange that Deschamps started with basically three defensive midfielders in a game against Portugal, where it's not like they have that much like pace or attacking prowess? And why do you think like France isn't able to, I don't know, really play well or capitalize on what seems like on paper a very good team?
so I'm not surprised he played three midfielders because I believe that he gave too much respect to Portugal. I mean, you have like it was Palinha, Bruno Fernandes, and who was the third midfielder in their midfield again for Portugal?
Give Vitinha,
Vitinha,
like that.
Vitinha, yes.
and Vitinha is very
Mm.
good. Like I've studied him. He's a very good player. And also, what people forget I'll give you a stat for France. France is the first team in Euros history to not score a goal from open play that has gone into semi-final. That's to tell you how poor they've been. France, I've been saying it right from the onset. They have been so lucky. Like literally, 2 own goals and a penalty. They scored only 3 goals this tournament and in the semi-final.
They've got better.
But the truth about it is that one day your luck is going to run out. That's the point I'm trying to go to. Your luck is going to run out because you can be lucky for so long. Today,
You
their
can say
luck
that
is
for Portugal as well. Portugal have been lucky for so long, to be fair.
no. Portugal have scored goals though. Like literally, they've scored goals at least
Yeah.
from
No,
open play
but,
too.
but why I don't like that type of analysis because who did that goals help? Right? They scored goals from open play. Somebody don't score from open play. One person is going home now, one person is going to the next
Yeah,
round.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That the luck for France has extended right to the semi-final. So let's see if it's going to extend again. But if
Yeah.
you play the same thing they played against Portugal against Spain, I mean, Spain is going to go through.
Well,
So
we'll
you
get
think
to that point.
so you think France has just been lucky? They're not as good as people think they are, and
They're
they've
not,
been
they're
lucky.
not as good. Like I'm yet to see a game, and I don't know whether I'm wrong on this. You can cut me short. I've watched their matches, most of them. Let me say, there's no one game I've watched that they stood out and say, okay, yes, France actually played well in this game.
Yeah.
They've all
Now
been top
sidebar. You said this guy's with the squad with the team, Shaq Pogba. Do you think they're missing a midfielder like Pogba? Because Pogba in the last few tournaments, basically, that his job was essentially to collect the ball from Kante and spray it left and right. And there are very few people who, could do what Pogba can do with the ball. So Mbappe loved it. Like his own, just puts me against the guy one-on-one. Pogba will find me, that kind of thing. How much of a miss you think Pogba is like to this French squad? And is that a difference, basically?
Yeah, Pogba is a big miss. I mean, you can't deny that. His range of passing, his athleticism everywhere. The fact that he's one of those players that, like, before you actually think of this, he has already thought about it. Like, before he receives the ball, he has already thought what he's going to do, right? And he sends the ball. And he also, remember, he can also take shots. Because one thing I noticed about France, they hardly also take outside the box shots as well, just like Spain doesn't do. But Pogba is one of those players that can do that. So they actually do miss him. Minus what Pogba is saying, Mbappe is saying, they actually do miss Pogba because remember, Pogba is also one of the senior guys on the squad as well.
Yeah, I would say yes.
One of the experienced guys because France is little young too. That's one thing I noticed. They're a young squad. Like if you take out Kante and you take out, I think there's one more guy that's a little bit old.
Griezmann is not a young man either.
Yeah. So if you take out Griezmann and Kante, I believe they're all under 25 years in that team. Or 26.
Yes, it's quite a young squad, sure.
So it's quite a young squad. Like so Pogba is one of the senior men and one of the guys that command respect. And I think I saw a video yesterday when he came into the dressing room and everybody was like happy to see him. You could see him. So you
I would say yes and no.
Impact.
Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that if you're in the style of play of the World Cup and the previous Euros, then yes. But I think they've also adapted. they've adapted and changed their style to more of this kind of counter-attacking kind of football, because sometimes they're like 5-3-2 or like 4-3-3, everyone
Mm.
solid at the back. So I don't know if Pogba would have really done anything much, because they needed, for this kind of gameplay that they have, I think they also, because Mbappe has not really been
No,
the
but checking
Mbappe
on
that
the
we know
egg
in
now,
this
right?
tournament.
Are they
Exactly.
changing? Are they changing their style of play to adjust
They
to
have
not
to
having
now. They
Pogba,
have to.
or
They have to.
are they changing and then Pogba will have to fit into this new style of play that way?
I think they're changing to for Pogba and also for Mbappe, because Mbappe has not really been in the tournament. He's had, he had his face injury. He's not really there. Colomboani is not really. It's not the kind of guy that runs in behind. They all want to dribble and do whatever they're doing. Dembele also doesn't have the confidence to run into the ball to score. So even if
Mm.
you have Pogba spraying to like Dembele, what's he going to do with the ball? If you have Pogba spraying the ball to Colomboani, what's he going to do with the ball? So I think
No, I think
he
that
just had to
Pogba is
adapt.
such a dynamic player, right? And I actually kind of also hate him too for wasting his career the way his career turned out,
Yeah,
because he's
sometimes.
such a dynamic player. Like, in the sense that not only can he spray the ball, he can carry the ball and run too, right? So he
Mhm.
can
Yeah.
dribble. He's very strong. It's hard to get the ball off him. He can play on either flank. Basically, he can play anywhere in the final third. He can play. So I feel like Pogba would have been a major difference for France, because it looks like where they are lacking, they are trying to get either Mbappe or Dembele. Basically, just carry the ball and run.
Hmm.
Run. If you can run past the guy that is marking you, all well and good, right? Or Kante, you carry the ball and run. Nobody is like, let me try and play a quick 1-2. Let me carry the ball and dribble past like 2 or 3 guys in the midfield and open up some space.
That
Yeah,
they
but
just
Nobody's
also
play
doing
on
those.
defensive
Griezmann
players.
is not, even Griezmann is not the Griezmann of the previous tournaments either. Because once
Yeah,
upon a
no.
time,
Yeah, he's
you
old
can
now.
also depend on Griezmann to do those things you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
it's easier when you have a co-partner like Pogba.
Yes,
So
Pogba was
Griezmann
there
can
too.
yeah,
so Griezmann can shine when you have a Pogba to take the pressure off you. But when it's only you, it's different now because all eyes are on you. That's why I don't see why
yeah.
Griezmann is struggling.
No, like you said earlier, they have France is now defensive minded, because you have
Yeah,
like
that's why he
Kante,
lost a lot of
Kamavinga,
goals.
Chouameni, all those kind of guys minded than
Rabiot, like totally
Rabiot, and
different
then
players.
than forward. So I guess, yeah,
Do
they
you
had
guys
to
have
adapt
any?
to the new change.
Do you guys have any sympathy for Ronaldo's tears?
Not none whatsoever.
Um,
Not after he came. Not after they released the stat that when he was taking a penalty was the calmest he has been. So you might as well. Why can't you be calm throughout the game? Why are you putting too much pressure on yourself? And why didn't you participate a bit more? Like, why is it on? Why do you let only one Fernandes take only one set piece of all the set pieces in the game? At least let other people try as well. You just keep
yeah,
skying the
there was
ball
one
and you're not
I
even
was
thinking about your team members. So no, I don't. Yeah, I don't have no sympathy for him. Actually, I have more sympathy for Pepe, because Pepe played his best.
Yeah,
Like, I think
same,
he was
same.
one of the top three defenders in this tournament. I have more sympathy for him than for Ronaldo. So no, he can cry, but we always remember top dog Ronaldo. But yeah, in the Euros, that will be his
I mean,
Achilles
there are a
heels.
couple of I have a couple of agendas, honestly, to just on this Portugal versus like France game. A couple of agendas to get through. João Felix, £100 million player. What's his football turning to? Because I mean, I was looking at the guy today and I'm wondering, what has João Felix actually done in his
he has
career?
lost. I think he has lost a lot of confidence because the João Felix that came out when he was in Benfica. I think also people forget that making once you're bossing onto the scene, career move is very important. Like the team you decide to join, especially when you're
Mm-hmm.
bossing onto the scene, is very important. I think him moving to
Mm.
Atletico Madrid was very wrong for him. If you had gone to a coach like let's say Arteta or like a club or a Guardiola, I think Felix would have been better than him. But he went to a team that is more used to like sit back, counter, and they don't usually have lots of the ball. It's just this last season that Atletico started playing like, okay, let's hold the ball and stuff like that. And you see, they concede a lot of goals, unlike before. Usually, what Atletico does is they sit back,
Yeah,
give you the ball, and they try to hit you on the counter, score one goal, and then defend.
yeah.
So, somebody like Felix, now Felix is not used to that. I think that's one reason I killed him. But he's a star, but unfortunately for him, his career has really gone down. I don't know how he's
No,
going to resurrect it at the point, but I don't know. Because he has left back again. He's going back to
yeah,
Atletico.
I agree that it's also a confidence thing. Well, but again, you have Ronaldo in the team. Everything goes through Ronaldo. Even if you make the run in behind, everyone is looking for Ronaldo. I think that will also have a mental effect on you. Like,
No, but the
am I
general
here
issue,
just to
because I
provide
said
for Ronaldo?
there's a couple of these agendas to get through, right? Because in this
Mm-hmm.
game, we saw João Felix, Rafael Leao, Musa Dembele, Colomboani. These are all
Marcus
players that,
Thuram.
Marcus Thuram, these are all players that probably had like 70, 80, 100, 90 million pound. valuation attached to them. And
Mhm.
in the case of like this guy, like Joao Felix, also, like I agree with you, Johnny Boy, that like definitely the team that you go to impacts and everything, but the hype around Felix, the fact that he went for an exorbitant amount of money, all that stuff, I think, just immediately sets you up. Because the expectation now is that, like, see Enzo
Yeah.
Fernandez, for example, not related, but
Mhm.
like you have one good season as a young player somewhere in Europe, immediately you're 80 or 90 million pounds. And you would think that if you're signing somebody for 80 million, every time they touch the ball, like every time they touch the ball, you
Mhm.
need to be
Difference.
getting
Yeah,
you
a
need to be
difference in made.
getting 80 million worth of value. Right? So
Yeah.
look at Haaland, for example. Haaland wasn't near that amount of money, but basically, like, Haaland is pushing 2 or 3 guys, he's running, he's shooting, anything that he touches is goal. Bellingham too. You think you're counting him out the 90 minutes he does bicycle kick. Like, you have to earn this thing. And I mean, Dr. Toe was like, is your mind changing? The way football is going generally, the prices are exorbitant and everything. But like, all these like young men that I just mentioned, Moani,
Mhm.
Thuram, Dembele, Joao Felix, Rafael Leao, like what are we going to do with football if these guys that haven't even achieved anything are already earning such
Well,
fees?
I blame social
I
media
think
again.
you
Social media is
no, it's not
another
even
cause.
social media. I think I blame the clubs that are willing to pay those amounts of money for
Pay
those
the amount of
players.
money. Okay.
Because like you mentioned those names, we can add one Mudrik as well. Like how is Mudrik like
Mm,
almost 100 million in all add-ons?
No, but
It's just
Modric case is
if you
confidence.
have a super agent, they can just inflate your price regardless of whether you've achieved something or not. So it's the clubs that you need to talk to because, like you said, Haaland went for like 60 million. So
Yeah,
there
but
is
yeah, but in theory that's like
and
150
well,
though.
Man City
oh
they
yeah,
do,
true.
Joe.
Oh,
They
okay.
paid
Yeah,
Odegaard went
in
for 30
theory,
million. Yeah, there you go. And it's like that. But Anthony is going for like 70 to 90 million.
no, but
Maguire
no,
is
but
going for like it's the
Odegaard is
clubs that
actually
are
a good
willing to
example,
pay.
right?
Yeah,
Because if you're signing Odegaard now, it will make sense to price him 80 million, 90 million because he's captain. He's carrying Arsenal on. He's doing stuff. He has showed himself at a high level. This thing.
yeah. And
Anthony is
Odegaard
a
will be
different example.
120 million now because if Rice can go
But
for 100 million again,
sure,
but Rice also has
sure,
the experience as well. I think it's like I said, it's just
sure.
the clubs. If you go and start dumping money on prospects, then you're creating that artificial
So
inflation for
look
everyone
at
that's
this
coming up.
Lamine Yamal, Abi Yamin Lamal.
Yeah.
Young
Lamine Yamal.
boy, 16, 17-year-old. Now, smarty now, they'll call 80 million for him.
Yes.
What it do now, based on
Is
himself.
he?
Yeah.
You're talking about career move as that you just said right now. If you go for
Yeah.
80 million pennies,
So,
you
so
expect
now,
to be
so
the top
now,
guy.
How
it's not the
possibly be
money.
80 million? As in, what are you buying in
Remember,
Lamine
remember,
for 80
remember
million?
the way transfer works is how valuable you are to the club that is selling you. So to Barca, right?
He's not that valuable to Barcelona, but Barcelona can
What do
bench
you?
him, never play him again, and nothing will
Nah.
happen.
Come on, bro. He's literally the face of Barcelona right now. Let's be honest. He's the face. There are three of them: Yamal, Pedri, and Gavi. Those are the three faces. So I mean, if you're going for one of the
Right.
faces of Barca,
They want to build their
plus
future
plus
on the backs
plus
of
the
this guy.
records plus the records is setting also in the Euro. He's the youngest also.
What
Don't forget.
records?
He's the youngest ever to have the most assists, to have number of assists he has had now in Euros.
In the Euros, how many
Yeah,
assists are we talking about here?
I think he has like 3 or 4 now because he had one today. He had against Albania. Oh, sorry, who did they play the last? Who was the last
No,
game?
no,
Georgia. He
because
had
I
Georgia. He had
mean,
against Georgia.
I don't want to make this
He
a
had
club
against
thing, right?
he had against
But
Croatia as well too.
we've seen youngsters, we've seen people like Wayne Rooney, we've seen Fabregas, and those guys when they were young, they were balling at the
Yeah,
highest
but
level.
people
They were not doing Lamine Yamal or small leg over everybody
Mhm.
shouting because that's what is
but
causing
Rooney
the
went for
hype
a big.
now.
So it's an Arsenal legend. But then to be like no more super agents because they don't like hyping and inflating these prices. They will tell this club this one is willing to pay 100 million, so you have to like match the price and get commission and all of that stuff. They're the ones that are killing the football because yeah, like someone like you said, 18, 19, just come out of the academy. How are you going for lots of money? How is someone like Brennan Johnson going for like 40 million? But
It's
anyways, it's not in the
ridiculous
Euros.
now. I
Stuff
mean,
like that.
and I know that Johnny Boy is just a shameless fan, so he has
No,
no
but it's the fact
compunction
now.
about like
Because
but
yes, it's a Spanish
that's
player.
ridiculous.
Are you going to say the
When
same
did
thing about
Lamine
João Felix?
Okay, let me ask you a question now. What do you think Saka is worth?
did he even start? Did Lamine did he start the season with Barca or he came in halfway through the
He
season?
started the whole season with Barca. Remember this second season, he was there last year. Like not like 2 seasons ago when they won the league, he was there. That's when he started coming from there. But last season he started starting.
But he has 3
How
You
assists
much?
now.
can't, but you can't
Still is not
compare.
assists.
How much should you value Saka at?
You
Let me
can't
see now.
compare Saka and
No,
Yamal.
I'm not
Because it's,
comparing. No,
This
no,
same
no.
in terms
carry.
of
I'm
numbers,
not
you can't
comparing
compare
them, but
both of them.
I want to see how much
Yeah,
you're going to
joker
price
now.
Saka. No, I just want to see how much
No,
you're going to price
career
Saka. I'm not
wise,
comparing them.
If
no,
if I
like
price Saka, if I'm to
Yes,
price Saka,
yes.
and I like Saka, at
Okay.
least 70.
Saka is going to be higher than Odegaard because obviously
So,
tournament,
if
all of
you're
that stuff.
pricing Saka at 70,
But that's not my price. My price is 120 million, by the way. But yeah,
what are we talking about
I
here?
say minimum of 70
yeah.
for Saka. And I'll
So,
price Odegaard higher because I think Saka is a system player. Saka is not skillful. He's not going to beat his man. He's not going to cut in and score a screamer. But his decision making is 100%, right? Essentially, or 98%. So if you when your team is moving the ball around, you get the ball to Saka. He's not going to waste it. He's not going to. He's going to keep your play ticking very well. So I'll price him lower. I think
Let's
Odegaard
come
can play in pretty much any system.
through. But let's compare people in the same age bracket. Cole Palmer and Yamal, who is a better player? Let's do it like that.
you're not in the same age bracket now.
They are similar. How old is Palmer? 20, you know?
Yeah,
How old is
Yamal
Yamal?
16. They're not the same, bro.
All right, then it's even
No,
worse.
I mean it's
It's even worse
possible
as well. Like,
it's possible that this Yamal has a very high ceiling, right? Because
I'm not
like
saying,
anybody
I'm
said,
not
he's
saying it's
16.
worth like 100 million, but I'm saying at least you should be looking at 50, 60 million. He's worth it.
for a 16-year-old.
What?
Yes. Yeah, because listen, Rooney was bought for like 30 million. And 30 million then is like 60 million. It's like 50 million right now. That's what you guys should also factor into.
How many goals has Yamal scored for
He's
Barcelona?
not a striker now. Come on, guy. He's not a striker.
What?
It's
So
like,
what?
it's like,
There's a winger.
It's highlight thing with
it's not
Liao, the
highlight.
same
It's not
thing with
highlight now.
Dembele, the same thing with Anthony. That's what they used to bamboozle people, right? They just do YouTube clip
No,
like this.
I'm not even talking
You'll just
about
be seeing
YouTube.
highlight, leg over, cut this person. They will show you what happened with the ball after. So maybe he caught somebody dribble and then the ball got out of the pitch or somebody tackled
Yeah.
eventually.
He's still a young boy, like
Yeah,
16.
remember there was one guy, there's one Spanish guy called Inaki Williams. Do you remember him? He had all the hype in the
Bro,
world. He has a
that's
ceiling of the
another
what
hype
happened
merchant.
to him. You know,
Now his younger brother too is also being Nico Williams too is also suffering from the same.
Please. No. Inaki doesn't have the same hype as Nico, please.
Are you sure? He has he had more hype. Like
No.
everyone in the world was linked to Inaki Williams. Williams at the time.
He just had hype around his city. Just because he's from
What
the
do you
Basque
mean?
region.
Arsenal was linked to Inaki
Arsenal were
Williams
linked
now
to him.
for
Chelsea
a
were
while
linked
too
to
now.
him.
Bro,
Yes.
let's be honest. Not all links are real links. Let's be honest. Agents do that shit.
This Jerry boy, no wow.
Bro, come on. Why are we talking
So
about
why don't you agents? Why don't
which
you
one
argue
is the
that
real
agents
thing? Which one is
inflate the
fake
price
link?
then?
Agents do that they do that to get better content for their clients. It's not a hidden fact that we know this. They throw names up and down just to get better fees or better content for their clients.
I think somebody has to at some point just say enough is
all the guys
enough.
are linked to Arsenal right now believe Arsenal? No, come on. Some of them are just make gossips.
No, but like I'm saying, this your denial is completely self-serving, right?
Wow.
Because you want to prove your points. So you're now saying that like, oh, the links were not real, whereas it was always real.
No, it wasn't. I don't believe that.
Mr. Bigby.
Also, Nico so far is living up to his hype right now. Based on the Euros I've watched, he has been
living up to the hype. It still highlights because what has he done in this tournament? He scored a nice goal.
Last game, he was about to match last game. Our last.
Please, how much is Lamine Yamal worth to you? How much should he be going on the transfer market?
Joint boy says 60 million.
No, I said minimum. I said 50, 60. That's what I said, though. Don't put words.
So just to put a bond on this, right?
Based on your valuation.
The conversation is about these like overhyped star boys, because I think in this we're talking about Portugal versus Spain and how there's Rafael Leao, Lamine Yamal, Nico Williams, Kolo Muani. Sorry, France versus Portugal, Kolo Muani, Thuram, Dembele, all these people that they would have called 100 million, or 90 million for at some point in time. And, we're looking at another round of those players being created again with Lamine Yamal and the like. So just like your thoughts on these like overrated young guys, and if Lamine Yamal also should be anywhere in any conversation, or if we should let the boy just go.
No, I think, first of all, good evening, guys.
Yes,
let me just jump into this conversation. But I think Lamine Yamal should be should be in those conversations.
Wow.
Because, bro, that
He's
boy
16.
is not 17. Oh.
That was FD now.
Like, it's even funny.
We
Up
see
in
the play
secondary
for
school.
keepers.
He's,
So the thing is
technically, he's
that
still in secondary school.
I'm telling you, I think the boy should be in those conversations. As for valuation, that's another thing because you know the way football valuation works.
Exactly,
He
that's what
has
I was
age
saying.
on it. He has age on his
Mm.
side,
Do you
and
know about the
he's
conversation? Sorry to conversation. Jao Felix.
Yeah,
Remember, he
yeah,
also
funny.
had this hype and
João
all this
Felix
prize mark.
also.
Talk to the
Go-
thing.
Mario.
Remember
No,
Rooney?
not even Rooney. Yeah, Mario Götze scoring like the World Cup winner at 20.
Mhm.
At that material time, he was worth every penny that anyone, his club, wanted to
Put
put
on
on
him.
him. So it's left for them to, live up to the sort of
The hype.
expectation. And then, there is also the part where the club that they are have to manage them
Exactly
No,
what
wait,
I was
responsibly.
no,
saying.
wait. Let me push back now because you can't say
Mhm.
it's pretty much whatever anybody's willing to pay. And now say
No,
it's
no,
up
no,
to the
no.
club to manage the expectations, right? Because
No, not
that's the
expectation.
problem. Now,
Manage their career. No, no, don't get me wrong. Not expectation. Manage their careers responsibly. So because let's look at who one
Well,
of
even went for the Spanish. He
like
went to the Spanish Olympics as well, which was crazy.
going for
Played
like
so many
4
games.
competitions. So
Yeah,
that's not, in my opinion, that's not responsible.
and he was barely
That's not a
20. He was
responsible
barely
way
20, bro. Come on.
to manage a talent. And now the boy is having all sorts of injuries, and
no,
he's
but
recovering from this
let's ask
injury
a
today.
difficult question, right? What is fair
Okay.
to expect of a player if you spend £100 million on a player? What is a fair expectation? So Anthony that we signed for 90 million, or Enzo Fernandez that Chelsea signed for 150. What should they expect from that kind of player? If you spend 100
Okay.
million?
First of all, you have to get the right
Wait.
players around him. That's number one.
No, you
That's
say
what
it's
I'm
marketing.
saying.
No, the
No.
expectation.
It's the expectation from the player. So
Mm.
she'll look at it this way, right? These players that we're talking about, a lot of them are homegrown. So Barcelona did not pay a penny for Lamine Yamal. For example, Pedri, they didn't pay a penny for him. Who is that? Who is that other guy that you were
Gavi.
calling? Gavi.
Gavi.
They didn't
Yeah.
pay a penny. They didn't pay a penny for him. Now, if you want to then have the conversation about, okay, a club has invested X amount on a player, right? And then there should be expectation, of course. Look at Real Madrid and Jude Bellingham, for example. How much did they purchase Jude Bellingham for again?
I think like
It
120.
was a lot of money.
100
Let's assume it was
It
million
was
about
a lot
pounds.
100 million or so.
Yeah.
Exactly, it was a lot of money, and they've utilized him in the way
Exactly.
that the club would it deems fit to utilize the £100 million player. And guess
Exactly.
what? He sold jerseys for them as well, because for what it's worth, Jude Bellingham is almost turning to like a new
Yeah.
a new David
Beckham.
Beckham,
David Beckham.
Mm.
Yeah.
because he has the looks, he plays well,
He's got the
he
swag
scores
and the confidence.
all the
Yeah.
exactly all the
Mm.
what these guys will call steals now.
Mhm.
So
He was a family
Get
man.
the
those
steals.
conversations,
Reese.
Reese or Steve. So those conversations, there are two different conversations. If a club is willing to pay £100 million for a player, then the player himself should be ready for to work like a donkey,
That was
Yeah, but
FD.
because
that's the problem
they
now
need to
because
justify. But go ahead, please.
no, because I just think that the clubs will just see it as a future expense. They don't see it as we fans see it as 100 million player. To them, it's just a player. We obviously they don't pay it at once. They pay it over 5-6 years. They might never finish paying.
Right.
Yeah.
But the club don't care how much they pay on the player. For the player. That's why I think that they're the ones ruining the market, because they will just go and pay 100 million for someone because they know you're going to pay 10 million in
No,
amortization.
it's Chelsea.
And then
It's Chelsea that has
then
ruined the
the
market.
expectations. Yeah, go on.
Let's
Who's
assess their
ability?
Bowling
footballing ability.
ability, actual experience that somebody has played at finals at the highest level,
Which
played at the
final? FA Cup
tournaments.
final.
Of course,
Uh-huh.
now.
Let's not get sidetracked into an England
Yes.
versus Spain argument, because
Spain
the English Premier League
argument.
is obviously the bigger, more prominent, more dominant league in the world.
Not just
And
even
we
there's no-
also know that they overvalue our players. We all know that. So let's not
it is the
hide
most
that fact.
difficult league in the world.
and the most useless team as well. Put that beside
Well,
it.
Jude did not leave from an English league, by the way. He left from
That was the
Dortmund
thing.
for 100
Yeah, he
million.
left.
You understand?
But it's an
Um,
English
He
player
left
now.
from he
That's
left
my
from a
point.
lower league. He
Exactly.
left from
Jao
a
Felix did
league
not leave from England. He went from Benfica to Atletico as
to
well. So
exactly.
it's not England that is
Enzo
about
Fernandez,
overpricing players.
did not come from England. He came
Mhm.
He
from
went
Yeah,
Benfica.
from
yeah, but
that Benfica.
yeah,
We need to
exactly.
invest
It's
in
not
for
much. It's
him.
not much. How much did Nunes go for? Nunes went for almost 100 million, so it's not new.
Then it's
Yeah.
come.
They're used to
Nah,
that.
I
I
tell you.
mean, moving on from Portugal, France, yeah, to the host nation, Germany. I think everybody had expectations for them, especially because of Nagelsmann as their coach. But they bowed out today. I know Johnny Boy, you can't wait to heap praise on your Spanish team. But it was by
A
the eye of the
whisker,
needle, basically. That Spain used to
a
qualify.
whisker, and a touch of Spanish ojoro.
In fact,
Haters are going to hate, but
What do
no,
you
in
mean haters
fact,
are going to hate?
Moses,
no,
Wasn't that a handball?
no,
I think they gave that handball against Denmark now, so I'm not really. It's
no,
not
no.
Exactly.
consistent.
And even UEFA
No, the
said that
Denmark
That
was
that
kind
was
of different.
UEFA even confirmed that it's not a penalty. There's a rule. I'm going to look for it.
No,
I'll send it to
the
the group.
Denmark one was kind of different because the player's hand was
Bro,
out.
Exactly.
This time,
There's a rule.
the player was like Kukurea was bringing his hand
Exactly.
to
Thank
the
you. That's
position,
was
so
his
it's different.
was
and
his
there's a
hand
rule.
in position. See, the thing is
It's,
that
it's coming to it's
wait,
coming.
hold on,
It's coming to natural position.
Ebere, do you think that referee is going to take charge of any other game in these Euros?
It depends on how far England
Never.
goes.
yeah, I think it will.
Anton, no, the other English guy that
That's
officiated it.
Mark, I think it was Mark Clattenburg or something, or
Yeah.
one of those
No, not
guys. One of
Clattenburg.
these.
What's that one's name again?
It's Michael Oliver. Yeah.
Oliver. He had a better outing now. Like he managed this game, France Portugal game, better than Anthony Taylor, and that is bald head. Did
Really? I hate Oliver. I thought Anthony Taylor had a better rating, to be fair.
Like
Really?
I think
Hold on
there was
now.
some other calls for Spain that were a bit harsh on Germany, or
it's the same thing. Tony Cruz supposed to have been booked like first 3 minutes. Let's be honest.
I
The foul
agree
on
as well.
Pedri, it's
So
foul
why
on
didn't
yellow
you
card.
book him? So
So
that's
he booked
the
ways.
thing that we're talking about. He booked what's it called? In
That was yellow card now.
between. Yeah, yes, it was a yellow card, but the
But
guy put
Rudiger was
himself.
playing
The guy
Dudu.
put himself. So the
I think he was.
no, that one is a time bomb. Now I've been telling anybody that listen.
It was like the 3rd minute of the game or the 4th minute. So I understood why he didn't want to
So
do it.
if you think that you don't want to start booking people now, allow the game flow before you start.
He did,
Obviously,
though.
someone
He did for the most part.
He
He
did,
did for the most part. I want the game to flow.
He did actually.
Wait, so on the teams themselves,
well,
right? The Spanish team is not
meeting
as
at that
good.
time, so I wasn't really paying attention to how much that guy was doing.
This iteration of the Spanish team is not as good as the teams from before. The teams that had like Torres,
The World Cup
Villa,
winning-
Xavi, Iniesta,
Mhm.
World Cup winning
Definitely.
team, the Euro winning team. But somehow or the other, they still seem like a strong team. Like relatively, like they still seem very comfortable on the ball. Should we be more scared of Spain than we currently are? I mean, I don't want to give Johnny Boy any credit here, but like, should we be a little bit more concerned about Spain? Are they actual like contenders?
No. I'll start by saying no, they're not actual contenders because I think the 2 goals they had today was lapses in concentration from the German team. Lapse of concentration. They just snooze for a few seconds and they took
And that's football. If you're scoring a goal, it means that your opponent is doing something wrong at some point in time, even if it's for a second.
Not to the level. Look. If you look at the guy that was snoozing, Andrich was snoozing when Amos shot the ball. Rudiger was challenge. Yeah, he was trying to challenge when they scored the goal. Like, if you're trying to be objective, who had the better gameplay?
Spain, obviously. Spain.
What are you talking about? Who had better chances? Who had offensive? So many people.
Spain.
Even in extra time, Johnny Boy, did you watch that game?
I watched.
Or you ready to?
Extra time was 50-50. Extra time was 50-50. First half, Germany played better.
Second half as well.
I think Germany actually had more possession than
I thought so too.
In first half. No, I think at the end of the game it was 52-48.
Yeah, Germany had more possession, 52-48. You're correct, but in favor of Germany.
Oh,
not
okay.
Spain. Germany had more passes than Spain.
Shots on goal.
Yeah.
No, we had
Chances
more
Shots on
shots on
target,
created.
goal.
Germany had less than Spain.
Thank you.
5 shots on target to Spain's, 6.
That's
I
almost
mean, it was
inconsequential. It's just one.
yeah, it seemed like an evenly matched. To be honest, it
That's
seemed like an
that's what
evenly
I
matched
It
game,
was overall.
which is
you know
how
what
I
I
saw
just
it
said.
as well, like an evenly matched game, where both teams had periods, 10 to 15 minute periods where they were on top, and the other team was
Yeah.
defending,
And the
and
biggest
Spain were
mistake Spanish,
perfectly fine to. The Spanish team was willing to take their 1-0 and go home with it,
yeah,
which is
which is
why
the
they took off some of the
which
attackers.
is the mistake the coach
Havertz was
made.
not put. Is it full crew? I mean, was the other guy? The other striker
Yeah, that
name.
guy was unlucky.
That guy was
Yeah, that
very
number
wasteful
9.
as
No,
well.
the guy was unlucky. The guy was unlucky.
The guy was
The
very,
guy
very
was
wasteful.
unlucky.
Who played on the right?
I just wasteful.
Yeah, he was wasteful. He was wasteful. Very
No, but
wasteful.
I think he had more. No, if
He
we are
tried
being
his
fair
best
to
now.
Fulcrum,
He tried his best.
the chances he had were sort of half
Difficult
chances.
chance.
Yeah, they
Thank
were
you.
hustle chances. They were like, oh, put your head there, put your leg.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's
They
how
were
the
half
game was.
chances.
The
chances.
game was
So
that tight. The game
So we
was that
can't say
tight.
he was wasteful that way. Sha. I won't say he was wasteful.
Not because
Yeah,
I
I won't
wanted
say
Germany
wasteful.
to win. I'm too harsh. But
yeah,
just on the
I mean,
wasted
like,
lots of chances.
To like the midfield, they seem to have like a lot of that experience. But those players are not championship. They are not seasoned championship players. I don't know how many competitions has Rodri. How many like international competitions has Rodri
Three.
played in?
Three.
Three.
Wow,
2
Rodri
Euros,
was
2
such a
World
rock.
Cup.
Two Euros, one World Cup.
Yeah. This
That's
is third.
interesting.
This
Who
is third
is
one.
the other guy, that number 8 that seemed to have a really good game? What was his name again?
Fabian Ruiz. I think
Fabian
that's
Ruiz,
been to three
yeah.
now. Three, 3. He went to 2018 World Cup. 2018
Maybe he
World
was
Cup.
on the bench all through.
He was on
I'm
the bench.
talking about like playing the German team today. This today they were on top of their game, even though they seem to have
right.
like a very
But that's
even
not
game.
that's not my
Spain
issue now.
against hold on now. Spain against a France with they are starting right back, the red card, and the other guys
Yeah,
who are
Carvajal.
using
Yep.
against.
Yeah.
I think that they won't survive it. My opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, Cavallo is
Okay.
ventilation, but that's
I mean, let's use this chance to go through our predictions for the first semi-final, Spain versus France. I think because you're saying France.
France. Yes.
Johnny boy, I don't even have to ask you.
I mean,
We are on Spain.
Just judging by the way they played today, 'cause I can't tell the future. Judging by the way they both played today, if France decides to do the same tactic of let's just sit back and hit them on the counter and hope for Colomboani to do something, and Spain play their usual possession football, I'm also going for Spain for the semis.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Look at hold on. No,
Messi, but France
I mean,
didn't play
you're
anything
free
to
to
do,
choose your. No, he's
France
free to
didn't
choose
play.
whatever he wants to do. But look at the French defensive options. Nico Williams is going to be playing against what? Hernandez.
No,
Right?
Hernandez.
Ultimate coming up. But
Best defender,
no,
but you know.
Saliba actually had a really good game.
No, he has had a good tournament, not just a good game. He has had
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
tournament.
yeah.
That-
You know,
Most of us know that I always say the truth, bro. I always say the truth. Don't worry, doesn't matter.
Okay,
But
so
the
how-
truth
I
is,
know.
that go to Madrid in 2 years. The way it's going.
2 Spain, 1.
Well,
I think
two
I'm
Spaniards.
going to be a tie because I'm going to go with France. I think this is where Spain's lack of experience will finally
Yeah,
come.
to come. Yeah.
Finally come around and bite them. I can see how Spain will be able to do what Portugal did to France, but at a higher level. So Spain will be much better at moving the ball around. And in some instances, France couldn't really deal with because Portugal still managed to get in behind the French defense, even with Saliba and Upamecano having a bad game. They were able to move them around, still get a few chances in behind. Bruno Fernandes had that really good chance that he missed. So I think Spain will really cost them.
Chance too, a glorious chance.
Yeah,
Ronaldo
now
missed
if
one.
they're
Ronaldo's
alternating
chance,
between
yeah.
5-3-2
Don't
and
worry, don't count
4-3-3.
Ronaldo's chances. But I wasn't even expecting.
that ball was behind
Ronaldo,
him.
I wasn't even expecting him to score. Ronaldo.
No,
Let's not
and France
have
will
the
have,
argument at another time.
they wouldn't have the benefit of France will have the benefit of playing against a 38, 39-year-old Ronaldo or a 41-year-old
Ronaldo,
Pepe
41-year-old
that still
Pepe.
managed to
Morata is the same thing,
lock up to Ram. So
Yeah.
it's be a very difficult game for France. Honestly, I think it's be a very, very difficult game for
Very difficult
France.
because their
Yeah,
forward line as well are not doing anything. They're just shooting blanks.
But I think France will still win
Well,
because
in penalty shootout.
yeah.
in
Not
either
penalty.
in penalty
Not
shootout or in the game,
shootout.
right? But I think N'Golo Kante, Chouameni, Saliba,
There's
Upamecano,
depth in that squad,
there's enough.
and
Like
it's
yeah,
not
they get
Please
some.
because
tell Show that.
bro, the guy can go both ways. He's strong, fast.
Mm-hmm. And unpredictable as well.
Exactly. He's like, when Mbappe burst onto the scene, like he himself, sometimes the moves that he himself didn't even know what he was going to do next. So
Yeah.
imagine a defender. How do you
That
anticipate?
flares.
Exactly. So no. So I mean, Nico Williams.
I
Yeah, it's
think
going to be
that experience.
Theo
And,
and-
and Daniel
But I
Olmo
think
too.
that
Daniel
I
Olmo
think
too.
that Danny Olmo, big football brain, but he's not. I don't think he would have too much impact. in
no.
that game.
Kamavinga, Kante, they'll sit him down.
Yeah.
I expect the French players to actually step up, like to rise to the
That's
occasion.
what I thought.
think.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought today, though. That's what I thought today, but it didn't happen. So what we're talking, I've been waiting since game one.
They just didn't score. I mean, I don't think that the French had
They
a
didn't
bad
play well
game.
today. Now
No,
they were.
as I said before we started recording, I just thought that if you say if you go hindsight, like game plan versus game plan, the people that executed their game plan the best won. The Spanish guys,
that's
100% they won. France, they came to come and play for penalty kick anyway, so I think they also won because they were just sitting back. They're not making any moves at all. Their
Yeah,
move was
they
not
played
even until
3DM.
the
They
extra
played
time.
3DM.
No, but
They played
it's
3
interesting
DMs.
that you say that, knowing that that France. It's interesting you say France came to play for penalties, knowing that the Portuguese goalkeeper saved 3 penalties
Yeah,
in
but
a row.
that's against
Mm.
Slovenia now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I said it on the group. Now I think that those penalties were sort of poor.
And you could
But
see that
that's not
Slovenia.
against-
Slovenia
But that's
was-
not,
but
but that's
like-
not
like-
taken from that
Well-
that goalkeeper.
no.
I
Obviously,
expect France to come with the same exact approach to the game against Spain, right? Because Spain will have more of the ball. Keep the ball.
But
that's
Don't
what
worry
I mean.
about
That's
it.
my
Keep
point.
the
That's the
ball.
point.
that's what they do.
That's what
Pass
France
around
has been doing.
pass
That's
the
what
pass
France
that
has
you
been
want to
doing, bro.
pass. Yeah, we will just hit you on the break, right? And I
But
think
that's what
France is
has
very
been doing now.
comfortable.
That's what France has been doing this tournament.
But
Against
do
Russia, they
you
did
know
the same
one
thing.
duel that
Holland
we
did the
should
same
look
thing.
forward to? Kante and Rodri.
Rodri.
It would be interesting to
Start.
see. No, I mean
Yeah,
Rodri
Gabon,
maybe
right.
because he's
He's
playing
still
more
young, he's
competitive.
younger, yeah.
But it's a duel to
Midfield
watch out.
general.
No, about
Yeah, I mean-
Roger wins that one now. I can say that one now.
Portugal had more possession than France, 60 to 40. They had 860 passes to France's like 580 something, But like France was like, all right, don't worry, pass the ball around or you want to pass from left to right. We are here, right? N'Golo Kante
Yeah,
is
give
ready
to
to
Kolo.
tackle. That's where the problem now comes, right? And we're saying before that there's no Pogba. There's no Pogba to link France's like midfield to attack. No Pogba to give outside all these like sick ass like. A couple of their goals that they scored, Pogba will just pass what kind of crazy pass like this to somebody's head or somebody's leg directly.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody just pick it up and score. I mean, for the next round that we have tomorrow, right, which should be a less interesting day than today. But I want to start with Netherlands versus Turkey first, right, before we come to the main event. Netherlands versus Turkey. Any talking points at all, or is it just like this one? Anybody can win. Honestly, that's how I see it. Anybody can win this game.
Anybody can win that one. Anybody can win.
If you're a
I go
betting
for the
guy,
Netherlands.
if you're a betting
with
guy
Netherlands.
in goals, I think that there'll be goals. There'll be
Goals, okay.
there'll be more than 2 goals in that game.
Yeah. Turkey surprised me a
Netherlands
lot
versus Turkey.
No, but I
Interesting.
think that Netherlands will edge them.
because of experience.
Not really.
Experience, quality of players, Plus
Wait,
the
who
guy
did
who
Turkey
scored,
play before this game?
Adegola is playing well. Adegola is balling hard this tournament. I will not
Turkey
even go to
played
lie.
Austria,
Austria.
I think. Yeah, Austria.
And
You
they
know that
showed
was
them Pepe.
supporting Austria.
Shock.
They
That was a
just-
shock, though. That was a
No,
huge
but
shock.
that game was actually one of the best round of 16 games.
It was
If you
shocking
watch
because
it.
Austria to me has been one of the best teams this Euros.
Yeah.
I was
And
shocked.
that was a tougher matchup than Netherlands Romania.
Mhm.
That's who
They have them plenty in England. They will come and call them.
Yeah, collect one or two, right? Because basically all the teams that were all Caucasian, they've gone out to, even though this is a European tournament.
Tournament.
All,
That's
the
interesting.
remaining teams now, this thing,
The slope.
even
What do you
even
classify Turkey as?
Switzerland. Yeah, no.
No,
So I mean,
Switzerland. They
this
have.
that game will be tricky.
No, not Switzerland. Turkey. This is
Yeah,
You said Turkey to
Turkey
win.
is.
no. As like what you said, almost all the teams that don't have black players are gone, right? Turkey is still in the tournament. So what do you classify
I
them as?
mean,
They are going
Turkey, they're
tomorrow.
not white.
Almost all.
No, but
Yeah.
if you're not
Caveat.
Turkey, those guys are not. I mean, they are in Europe
They are not
technically,
exactly. It's actually
but
in
they are
Europe.
not.
They are more even in Asia and Middle
No.
East.
Yeah,
And,
they're European country technically,
how
but
many
their
years?
own
Exactly.
ethnicity is not the same.
They will tell you they are
So what you're saying,
Europeans.
high scoring game. But do you have a winner?
Yeah.
Netherlands, Turkey.
Yeah,
Which one
Netherlands.
push your mind?
I'm going Turkey. I will stay on the other side. I will stay Turkey because
On the other side.
they've been creeping up. They've been creeping up slowly but surely. I think they might ride their luck one more time. First, I don't trust Gakpo at all.
Gakpo has been stepping up though.
As he,
For the benefit
it's just like
of
Marcus Thuram
football
stepping up.
narratives,
Yes,
for
like
the benefit
3
of
goals
football
every season.
narratives, and for a
Please.
sweeter semi-final, I think I'll go with Netherlands too, just out of hope and prayer that at least we'll get like a nice clash of the Titans,
Match
Spain
up.
versus France, England versus Netherlands,
Mhm.
so that there will not
England
be
is
any
going
type
on,
of
what
like
are you talking about?
Oh, that means you've said your prediction that you think England is going to win tomorrow. Then
Yeah,
England
no.
is
So
going home,
let's now get now,
Wait, my
which is going to be England's.
battery is very low, so maybe I should go first here because
Yeah,
I'm
go
in
first.
this
Okay,
part
okay,
of the
go.
world. But I think that England of course win that game. This is the part of the competition I expect England to step up, to rise to the occasion because they have the players. I mean, Switzerland they might be on a run, but I think that that is the end of the road for them. I expect England to win the game somewhat
You don't think
comfortably.
it could go either way because England have a thing with rising to the occasion or falling short when you expect them when you need them the most. It's kind of like you could get anyone. You could get my God, we're supposed to win this and we went home, or you did what was expected of you. Basically, England.
No, so I expect
Give me your
England
lineup.
to. I don't expect. No, I don't. No, I don't have a lineup in my head, but I expect Jude Bellingham to start, of course.
I mean,
Kane will
Okay,
And
start.
but
maybe
more specifically, right? The problem up
maybe
front
Arnold
with like
coming.
with Kane, Saka, and Foden not working, would you change anything there? Switch anybody out? Replace any one of those three attacking front three.
So if I were to make changes in that attack, right, I would be looking at bringing in this guy from Liverpool, Bowen, because of how hard he works.
you mean
Because-
West Ham.
Okay,
West Ham?
West Ham.
Yeah. Because of how hard he works. Because like the Swiss team, of course, they are going
In
to.
place of who?
They are going to have like
Yeah, but I was about to ask. You took the question for who? Bowen for who?
Bowen for maybe Saka, or
Unfortunately, I just
maybe
read something.
maybe even move Saka to the was it left
Left
back
back.
that he played?
Exactly what
When
I
he played.
was about to say now.
Mhm.
They've released
But,
a lineup already. That's
Really?
going to play left. Yeah, that he's going to play left back, and then Trippier is going to play right back.
2 to 5 at the back. So that
But they
way
don't
you
play
can
football
get two
too.
strikers
They
up
don't play
front.
football too. They don't play
Sorry,
football too.
4 at the back, 4-2-3-1 to 5 at the back, basically. So that way you can get two strikers because there's no way Harry
Exactly.
Kane will not start. So maybe,
Mhm.
maybe the best thing to do is to play Harry Kane and somebody else.
Foden.
Also, neither Saka or Foden are out and out wingers, so they're not giving you anything on the width either way. So why not just
Yeah.
like get the best out of
They make the pitch
people
narrow.
playing in the middle? I mean, isn't anybody afraid of Shaka or
I was
Shaqiri?
about to say,
You know,
those guys are
or-
balling.
That's what, bro. You know,
Yeah,
you know me.
they're
I preach
balling,
that
bro.
last
One
time.
of
They are
my
my
dark
dark horse.
horses went home today. Portugal.
Who? What?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the Swiss team,
when I said that Portugal as a dark horse, I said depending on how they manage Ronaldo, and of course
Ronaldo.
they've done a shit job at that.
He
Because
is
with
the
all
team.
the attacking talent,
You always knew that Ronaldo
you're going
was
to
gonna
say something.
No, I just said Ronaldo is
Yeah.
the team. He's the one that's choosing the team. He's the one that's choosing the coach. Oh, it's okay. You can't best Ronaldo.
like Martinez doesn't have the ball. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the
So
ball.
if you look at the Swiss team, right? I'm looking at their defense. Fabian Schär, excellent season at Newcastle, fantastic defender. Just goes about his
Akanji.
business very well.
Akanji.
Akanji, I think, is another example of a Rolls Royce defender. Either
Mhm.
foot can
No,
play any
he
position, basically at the back, comfortable
across
on the
there.
ball, solid defender. Rodriguez is old, but he's an OG with Premier League experience.
Mhm.
He's been around,
Left
and
wing.
they have Shaka, who's basically who's had the form of his life essentially, both at Arsenal and
Yeah.
Leverkusen.
at Bayer Leverkusen. So England will need to be like that luck that they had against
Slovakia.
who did they play last?
Slovakia.
They will need to be much better than they were, I
Yeah.
think, to be able to
Yeah,
get anything out
much
of
more.
this game. Johnny boy, I know you're a hater, but so does that mean you're going straight to Switzerland for this round, or
Bro, I'm going with Switzerland. You know them. Like, I'm going
Okay.
for the Swiss because first of all, I don't trust England. That's my issue with them. Like, I literally don't trust England. England can
Hmm.
take you up to the topmost heavens and then dump you when you least expect. Like they were this close to going out against this close. Like
It
literally
sound
this.
like you lost some money betting on England.
No, 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 no. I
That
don't bet. I
affected
don't. I
your.
don't bet. I don't bet. I don't bet.
Mm,
I don't like England because of that. That's all. Like they
okay.
showed me so many times. Like I mean, they said insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting the same result. Isn't it?
No, but you could
That's the
argue
same
that
reason
like
you left
England is
Arsenal.
actually learning from their lesson, right? So starting
Oh,
with the beginning
bro,
of the
they have
tournament.
been learning their lessons since 2009. Since I started
No, I
watching.
mean, but for this tournament specifically, Southgate's, okay, you're always choosing favorites. This time you dropped Maguire, you dropped Rashford, you
No, he
dropped.
didn't. Was injured. He didn't drop him.
He took Luke Shaw that was injured too, so he could have taken somebody and with the intention that they will be fit
Hope.
halfway through the tournament, right? And that's already showing intent on his part with regards to Southgate. Took Kobe Mino. Okay, you tried something different with Trent in the midfield. It didn't work. So at least it seems like they're trying, they're trying things. Also, I think England have that thing that France has where solid defense. They can play just 200 minutes of just playing football. They're happy to defend. Gay is happy to defend. John Stones, Declan Rice,
I don't think Gay
happy
is
to
playing
just
tomorrow though.
who
Gay, I don't think he's playing tomorrow. I think he's injured, right? I thought he injured the last game.
Right, and usually you find that a team like England or some teams in the course of a tournament, there's usually one game where they almost went out and they won it at the end, and that momentum carries them, for the rest of the tournament. I think Base predicted his battery was about to
He's back.
give up. Oh, he's back.
No, he's
So
not.
Toves, you give us your. Are you Switzerland? Do you think England has any shot at getting through to the
Right.
semis or?
I've just been torn here because I'm thinking about recollecting the Switzerland Austria game, the way they stretched Austria, and I'm thinking Saka, Trippier, they are going to stretch these guys. Declan Rice in the last game was also very, very shaky. He didn't know what he was doing as well. I'm thinking they might bring Kobe Bueno back just to kind of hold Granit Xhaka back a bit. I think it's going to be a
Declan
tight
Rice has
one.
been like that though. Declan Rice has been like that all tournament. He has been confused. I don't know why. Like,
Yeah, he's just been playing like sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. Like he's like Xhaka of 2015. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tight one. But for some reason, just because of star players only, and because I watch England all the time, I will say England to win. But my heart is telling me Switzerland might do something. But for prediction's sake, I'll say England just to cover all bases. But yeah, it's going to be a boring game, but some kind of tactical masterclass because Xhaka and the left winger. I've forgotten his name. They were doing things against Austria like mad. But yeah,
Yeah,
Saka,
Mbolo, I mean, what's their name?
yeah, Simbolo, yeah. Saka as left back. He might just overlap one time and forget that he has to do defensive duties because even the last game, if put him in left back, he ended up coming back to be on the right because he was not doing anything over there. So yeah, good luck to Southgate tomorrow, but they better win. Otherwise, it's going to be sacked. By the way, but yeah.
I heard they're giving him 2 more years though. That's what I heard. That's the rumor. Whether they win or not.
Yeah, he's gotten to quarterfinals. England are easy to please, so maybe. Coaches did not get this far in any tournament, so he's done quarters, semis, final. Yeah, why not? That's my prediction. England.
Yeah,
England
no, I
to
mean,
go.
it's. I think I agree with what you're saying, Toves, that like it's going to be a difficult game. I wouldn't say a boring game, right? I would say it's going to be a very like evenly matched, just the way England is.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if England score like 2 goals. If it's a comfortable game, they end up like just winning
Yeah.
He not
beating
scored 2 goals in
Switzerland,
tournament though.
and
If fair enough. If they do like some counter attack kind of tactics, because like I said, the Swiss team try to always they're trying to be bomb forward. Let's go and do high pressing. So and the players are kind of old as well. Like I said, Jero Rodriguez at the back. So if they try to stretch them and do a counter attacking game, maybe
yeah,
do
probably more.
something.
They probably will take a counter attack, approach to the game because I don't think they want to risk getting caught off guard essentially by England. So okay, so I mean, it looks like we're saying
We
the
England.
next semifinal is England versus Netherlands. Spain versus France. That's going to be Spain versus France is going to be a very widely watched game.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm happy about these Euros is that like I don't want any like Slovakia, Croatia in quarterfinals,
It was
semifinals.
never going to
Big
happen. It
boys
was never
only,
going to happen.
please. Even Switzerland serve. Like right, they should go on big boys only. So unless you have historical trophy in your cabinet, don't come to this. I don't want to hear anything from you. Big boys only. Let's know that we're watching a semi-final where something is at stake, and we can expect, to see some high-profile players basically on display. So I'm glad that we're getting the Spain versus France semi-final.
Yeah, that's a
I
big
would
one.
like the other semi-final to be England versus
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Let's talk about how I don't know your countries used to fight in the 1960s or something. I don't want any of this like minnows basically. I want
Underdog stories.
yeah, no, I don't know underdog story. Sorry, this is not. And Olmo in Spain with 2 goals. Basically, Bellingham also has 2. Highest goal scorer predictions. Do you think Gakpo remains highest goal scorer throughout?
I'll say
Gakpo scored
yes.
tomorrow
You said
again.
you said
Yeah, it
nobody else
scores tomorrow,
catching
so
up.
yes, that's a 4 because it's been a low scoring, not for the big teams. It's been a low scoring tournament. Germany's out anyway, but
No, for that team, it's more like they spread the goals around. Like I noticed it. Other team, like Germany's like they scored 5 goals and they have 5 different goal scorers.
yeah,
So they kind of spread it around. The same with Spain. They spread it around. So
so yeah,
I go with
Gakpo
Jack.
as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, because like I
Okay,
said, I think he's going to
Gakpo
score
for highest
tomorrow
goal scorer. What about player of the tournament so far?
Go Williams.
based on the ones.
Now by 4, so.
No.
Yeah,
Stop it,
but I'm joking. No,
Papa,
I can't
Jude
tell
Bellingham is my
anymore.
player of the tournament.
How is it player of the tournament? It's never not a better tournament than Saliba.
No, Bellingham is my player of the tournament, and I'll tell you why. It's for one simple reason. It's one simple moment that for me, who else, right? That it doesn't get any more like that. That's Aura Pro Max, Aura on a million. You everybody's doubting you. Everybody's talking shit about you. Your team is playing rubbish. It looks like you're about to go home. The last kick of the game, you score an overhead kick, and you run to the fans and you ask who else. Like who else would do this? Yeah, that's my man. That's player of the tournament for
No,
me,
it's Nico
honestly, because he's
Williams.
the one carrying England. Though.
He's done more. He's done more than Bellingham has done. Bellingham is, yeah, I know you said you're about like crutch moments, you come out and do some kind of overhead bicycle kick. Yeah, but so many, no. Nico Williams.
Yeah,
Rodri
I'm
has
saying
better tournament as well, I agree. So
no,
it's
I'm not talking about who is playing better, whose average rating is higher. I'm saying who has been a more important player.
Rodri.
I know for me, for me, it's Bellingham. For me, it's Bellingham. I'm doing it partly out of spite because I don't like the Spain love that is going on here right
It's
now.
just, but if you're objective, you know
But
it's going to be a Spanish player.
No, but I think there's a case to be made that Jude Bellingham essentially, because I think the first game that England scored, he was one that scored the goal.
Then maybe there'll be a case for that, but I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying. So far, if you're the one that's carrying your team on your back, say, okay, we crawled to the semi-final, and I'm the one that's carrying everything on my back, you get more respect from me than somebody who can play 90 minutes with the shirt tucked in, because it's all, that's Rodri, right? He plays the full game, no sweat, just tucking his shirt completely because there's no stress on your mind. No, I don't like that.
No, but he played well. He scored a goal. He scored an important goal in the round of 16. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Even today was a rock. Is the reason why Germany are out, basically. So yeah.
I mean, I'll give you that now. I think we look forward obviously to catching up after England versus
Netherlands.
After England versus versus Switzerland and Netherlands versus Turkey
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, well, yeah,
And
yeah.
like by the time we're talking again, the semifinals, both semifinals would have been
You'll be
played.
done. Yeah.
So we'll be looking back on the semifinals and previewing the final. But yeah, now this one we can keep it at a tight, like 15 minutes round. This was fun. Johnny Boy is coming back to give us maybe any final words. Johnny Boy is experiencing connectivity issues. All
Yeah.
right. On that note, Dr. Toves, this was
Yes.
fun. The tournament is heating up, and we'll see you guys next week Friday.
All right then. Have a good one, guys. Bless.
Spain,